This is the long-awaited UNI-T UT139C teardown video. Continuing where the review video left. This meter has a nice rubber holster surrounding the case, and it needs to be removed before taking apart the meter. Once that has been removed, next thing is to remove the battery cover and the batteries. I'm not sure if this screw goes into the front side of the case, but it's a good idea to remove the batteries anyways when taking any battery powered device apart. Like I mentioned in the review video, this screw goes into the metal insert, which is a good thing because it is expected that the user needs to replace the batteries multiple times in the lifetime of the multimeter. After removing the battery cover, we can immediately see that there's one fuse below the batteries, and that is the 600 mA fuse, which is ceramic type instead of glass fuse. There are two more screws holding the case together, and they are on the bottom corners. The 10 amp fuse is inside the case, but these screws doesn't include the metal insert that the battery cover screw did. Top of the case is held together with two clips which are easily detached. While opening the case, we can see this quite wide blast protection, blast wall overlapping part of the case halves, whatever it's called. There's not much more to say about the back half of the case. Nothing really wrong about it. There are the places where the clips on the other half of the case go. Looking at the PCB, there's the 10 amp fuse, which is ceramic type as well, and there's the shunt for that higher current range. There are the PTCs, couple of them. Then there are multiple of MOVs in different places because they are for different parts of the input circuit. Another impressive thing on the input section are these input jacks. They are removable, not the cheap types that cheap brands usually use. There really isn't much on the top half of this side of the PCB. There's the beeper, and there's the port that has been used to access the EEPROM, which includes the configuration and calibration data. Down here is the reset pin of the IC. These other labeled vias include the pins that selector switch controls. The PCB is held in place with 4 screws on the input jacks and also these 5 screws. There's no reason for these screws to have metal inserts because there's no real reason why user needs to be removing the PCB of the multimeter at least more than 1 or 2 times. If you decide to take your UT139C apart, please remember to reattach the screws that hold the input jacks. I've heard so many times that someone has forgotten those screws and then the input jacks would work very randomly. After removing the screws, the PCB should come out very easily. There's no clips or anything holding it back anymore. The input section doesn't include anything special on this side of the PCB. The selector switch positions have been labeled on the silk screen. That could be helpful if there's problems caused by dirt or something else causing the selector switch to not work properly. The main IC and the EEPROM containing the configuration data and calibration data are located behind the LCD. Content of the EEPROM has been described on the datasheet of the IC, so advanced users can search up and do some hacks by modifying the content of the EEPROM. I don't have anything else to say about this side of the PCBs. You can watch in full HD and pause in correct position if you want to check something more carefully. There's the metal insert of the battery cover screw, so that screw needs to be removed before opening the meter. This rubber part of the buttons include some kind of ridge, which will act like a blast protection, just like those overlapping parts of the case halves. The input jacks are those solid types, like I said. It's hard to show it on camera, so you might not be actually able to see that. But you just have to trust me. In the review video I was very impressed about the build quality, and this amount of protection on the input section is really nice as well. So I'm very impressed on both the external and internal build quality. In the price range of $50 I can really recommend this multimeter.